Kia ora. Welcome to TOHU, where we explore how to make a mark and make the world a better place. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Emily. Just as to ever combine pineapple and lumps forever altered our taste buds. Change happens when we take action to reimagine our world. Call it groundbreaking, change-making, world-shaking.
On today's show, what does it take to change modern society? How does this compare to the past? First up, let's turn back the clock to the late 18,000s.
You do not have the right to vote. Imagine being told that. In the 19th century, New Zealand women were excluded from voting and politics, along with men under 21, lunatics and criminals. Our great-great-grandmothers were silenced. They were told by society, your role is cooking, cleaning, kids. Men are the ones to work, and they will decide how the country is run. Unhappy with this, many women held meetings and lobbied Parliament. They wrote to newspapers and distributed pamphlets, demanding change. They called themselves the suffrages.
Back then, there were no cars, no cell phones, or the internet. You could get around by rail, steamship, horse, bicycle, or you walked. Long-distance communication was by electric telegraph or writing a letter. Everything took a long time. Let's take a look at how the peak of the suffrage campaign played out.
And here comes the petition. It's been a long race up and down New Zealand, but the suffragists haven't given up. With great pride and determination, the finish line approaches. Just to the left, you can see some opponents vying for attention.
Families will be abandoned and the economy destroyed. Women will ban booze next. We can't live without our pint of beer.
And here it comes. It's the home stretch. All 500 sheets of paper pasted together. 31,872 voices, all screaming, vote, vote, vote. And off it rolls. What a race. What a finish. Well done. First for New Zealand and the world. Women get the vote.
Amazing effort. I'm pleased to report that the law was passed. Women lined up, eager for the opportunity to cast their vote in the 1893 election. Opponents had warned that delicate lady voters would be jostled in polling booths by boorish men. However, according to one newspaper, the pretty dresses of the ladies and their smiling faces lit up the polling booths most wonderfully. Delightful. Let's go now to an archived interview with one of the great trailblazers of the time, Kate Shepherd.
Thanks, Hannah. I'm Pavlo, and I'm here with Kate Shepherd and her supporters. Can you talk us through how you felt after the vote went through?
First of all, I'm very proud of all the women who stood together and fought for what they believed in.
What motivated you to see women get the right to vote?
Since women were forced to do certain things, which motivated me to get women the right to vote. Women are capable and deserve the right to make money.
Tell us about some of the challenges you faced when trying to rally support.
Being the first country fighting for this right was very difficult. Getting women to sign the paper, and when they rejected the electoral bill.
Thinking about future generations, what advice do you have for others who also want to make a mark on society?
To not give up, and if you think you're doing the right thing, keep going and don't let others stop you from doing it.
Thanks, Kate. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Today, Kate is honoured as the face of our $10 note. New Zealand's bold stance went on to inspire other suffrage movements throughout the world. So what's new? How do you make enough of a mark on society to get your face on a tenner these days? Today, our voice has instant access to a global audience. But is it being heard? Is sharing really caring? In a moment, we'll cross over to our reporter Nia, who's with Savannah, heading up a current online campaign about why Shrek should be our overlord.
I'm Nia, and I'm here with Savannah, who is running a campaign that's attracting a lot of attention online. So, Savannah, tell us, what is your campaign all about?
Shrek should be our overlord, because Shrek has been banished, abandoned, and ridiculed for years on end, and we need to put this problem on permanent probation.
What's working well for your campaign, and what challenges have you faced so far?
Obviously, there's a lot of challenges, but the most prominent ones are that people are not wearing Shrek appreciation hats and speaking Shringlish, the language Shrek made us speak. But because I'm smarter than the average goldfish, I've made a punishment. People seen abusing the law will be put in a lab and have their brains washed after being questioned about the man himself, Shrek.
Some have called you an armchair activist or slacktivist, fronting your campaign in your pajamas from behind your computer screen on the couch. How would you respond to that?
To that I say, preposterous! I'd expect that kind of name calling from a donkey. Nothing can come between me and my best friend Shrek. I suppose it's jealousy, isn't it? You're jealous of him? That's what I thought.
From what you've learned, what advice do you have for others who also want to make their own mark?
I think we can all learn from me. First of all, create a scroll of reasons why Shrek is a bad boy, and then burn that list. And then create another one of why Shrek is bigger than us, and then present it to the Duloc god, Lord Farquaad. And then on 20th of September, we make a pact to hug Lord Farquaad's legs, and then we win, and then...
I think that's enough for now. Thanks, Savannah. That's all from us. Back to you, Hannah and Emily.
Thanks, Nia. Now for a different angle. What happens to our mark when it has been made? How do we preserve our mark, or is it preserved for us? Let's look at the Treaty of Waitangi, signed in 1840.
The treaty documents, 2 made of sheets of animal skin and 9 of paper, were securely preserved in an iron box in the Auckland government offices.
But in 1841, the building was destroyed by fire.
Yes, but the box was rescued out of the fire by a records clerk. What a hero. Then the documents were safely put in a safe.
But the documents disappeared for the rest of the century.
Well, yes, but they were eventually rediscovered in the basement of the government buildings in 1908.
And when they were found, they were water damaged and partly eaten by rats.
Well, today the treaty has been successfully restored. It's kept under low-level LED lighting at the National Library of New Zealand, in fireproof cases inside one of the safest places in the country in an earthquake. Phew, let's all breathe a sigh of relief. The founding documents of our country are safe.
So that's a lot of work to preserve a mark. What about today? Let's talk about the day-to-day marks you choose to make online. Nowadays, whatever you say, share or endorse online becomes a permanent part of the virtual world. Slightly scary. What happens if I change my mind? Can I undo? With that in mind, let's go to our Yeah, Nah, Why host, Emily.
Thanks. I'm Emily, and joining me now are Jameson and James. It's time for Yeah, Nah, Why. Today, we're asking some young people of Christchurch what they think about modern mark making. I'm going to present a series of questions with which they either agree or disagree with, and tell us why. First question. Would you delete all your social media accounts for good for $1,000? Yeah or nah? Why do you think that?
Because I have too many cringy posts on my videos.
And why do you think that?
Because all I have is Instagram, and there are other social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. I just make accounts on those.
Interesting. Now for the second question. Parents need to stop oversharing their children's lives online. Yeah or nah? Why do you think that?
Because people can stalk you and watch you.
Okay. And why do you think that?
Because a certain demographic of people can check out your posts.
Thought-provoking. Third question. Choosing the right profile picture is just as important as what you post online. Yeah or nah? Why do you think that?
Because my profile picture is clickbait and my posts are cringy.
And why do you think that?
Because if you have a bad profile picture, then people won't be inclined to check out your posts.
Thanks everyone. We're now out of time. Back to you in the studio.
Some very interesting thoughts there. Next we head over to our reporters Sian and Lance with a story that is going to let the cat out of the bag. A cautionary tale about what can happen to a mark made online, whether you like it or not.
Thanks, Hannah. Today we're focusing on the recent sad example of Flufferton. From the small town of Leven, Flufferton accidentally shot to fame after his owner posted a series of photos of him wearing a very cute hat and scarf, all to prove that cats can in fact wear hats.
However, his photos fared much better than expected. After a week had reached 1.8 million likes, Flufferton was making a paw print on society we'd always dreamed of.
Before long, he had a spin-off merchandise line that was flying off the shelves, copycat in hats. Let's look at some of his followers now.
But it hasn't long before the haters started hating and the cat calling began. Along with the creation of memes and stalking,
lately, Flufferton has been snapped by paparazzi, acting very, very strangely, and believed he has a breakdown and has shaved off all his fur. He is rumored to be hooked on catnip and things have gone from bad to worse.
how sad. So, what does all this say about the state of society today? Take care with what you share. I'll leave you to ponder that, New Zealand.
Back to the news desk with Emily and Hannah.
Thanks, Shana and Lance. I thought we're with Flufferton's owner. We hope Cat Rehab sent you down the right alley.
Well, that's our show for today, folks. From placards to posts, sit-ins to petitions, staging protests to viral video challenges, the way we leave our mark on society is ever-changing.
So New Zealand, what you choose to take a stand for matters. Thanks for watching. I'm Emily.
And I'm Hannah. We're off to tweet about the fabulous job we did presenting today's show. Like, share and subscribe.
From the whole team at TOHU,
Good night.